Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are doing the next part in our spring series and we're talking about everyday makeup for spring. Now there's always a few products that I love to switch up when a new season arrives, maybe use some new lipsticks, some blushes. You guys know the drill, a good old little seasonal makeup switch up. So I figured I would show you guys the base that I'm loving, which has been pretty consistent with the last long time, but that's when you know it's good. When you continue using the products, you know it's good, you know they're working, you know they're adding the juice, adding the glow. But I figured we would just do a little sprinkling of some fun spring colors here just to spice it up for the new season. So I put on a yellow shirt. We are feeling the springy vibes. Ready for spring to spring. Ready for spring to spring. Wouldn't that make more sense? No, I don't know if you can tell. It's still winter. We are definitely getting ahead of ourselves here, but I just get so excited when the sun starts to come out and the weather starts to get nice. I can't help it. I was just ready to talk about spring. I was ready to get out of my winter slump, even though the weather is screaming against me. It is so dark and pouring rain outside. So we're just gonna pretend like that's not happening outside. I have been loving the Danessa Myricks Little Yummy Skin Primer. This one's in Fresh Press, which is this bright, fresh pink, which I just feel like adds a little extra layer of shine and like cool tone juiciness to the skin. And I don't need to use it every day. Like usually I just go in with my skincare and just go straight to my foundation, and that's totally fine. But on these dull, sad winter days, if I just want to add a little bit of extra life, I do like to have a little glowy something on hand. So that has been new in that I have been enjoying. Now for the foundation, for my everyday, truly guys, I can't stop using it. I now have 4 different shades of the Haus Labs foundation that I use depending on what my skin tone is looking like. So the lightest one, which I think someone asked me this the other day and I said 110, which is technically true. I have 110. Now I just don't know if she asked me about the lightest one and I'm like, oh my god, if you are watching this, I'm so sorry, because I realized with horror that the lightest shade that I actually have is 40, Fair Neutral. Sometimes my brain just leaves me, so forgive. But depending on what the season is and what my skin tone is looking like, I just have a few of these on hand to just mix up and use. It's really that good. If you have dry skin, if you have dry sensitive skin, I've just been addicted to this foundation. It's truly that girl. Now we're gonna have to fuss a little bit and find out what the skin tone is looking like right now, because I don't know, can you tell? Can you tell on the camera? Like, look at how much darker my face is next to my neck. Maybe it doesn't show up as much on the screen, but it's really actually hard to match, especially if I'm wearing a gaping open shirt like this. Like, it's just so visible. That's why I live in turtlenecks. Because otherwise it's an LOL trying to get it all together. But if I'm like feeling lazy, I will just rub that in with my hands. If I want it to be the most effective and I want it to look divine and blended, then I definitely go in with my IT Cosmetics No. 7 brush and I just blend that all in, and it just looks like skin. It's so pretty. It just sinks right in. I've actually been realizing lately that I think if I have any product build up or if it curdles or oxidizes or what throughout the day, it's usually my concealer. This foundation truly, like, I have tried it on its own before and it just looks like skin throughout the day. It never fades. It's really so great. And allegedly, it makes your skin better as you wear it. You know, I'm not a scientist taking a microscope to my skin, so I can't speak on that, but I can speak on how it wears. And save for a few of my like forever favorites that I always have on hand, I think I'm just reaching for this one more so than ever because it also just has the best undertones. Like, I feel like this shade 40, is just like a shockingly great match for my pale skin. So it's been perfect. I've been using it all winter long, obviously. I also, guys, I had a breakout on my chest. Like, who am I? That's what I get for doing my workout and then just sitting in my workout clothes for hours. Disgusting. I know. So you just take a little bit of that down there. Yeah, as far as foundations go and it looking like your skin but better, you truly can't get better than this foundation. And I also see so many new like skin tints, so many foundations being launched, and every time just like, you know what, I'm okay. I got my girls. My girls are all here and we are taken care of. So continuing on the love for the Haus Labs foundation going into spring. I've also got a fresh new makeup by Mario. Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light Medium. Now, I actually had a tragedy befall my other one. I had hit pan on my other one, but I had accidentally, it was such a rookie mistake. I left the lid open and it just got all disgusting. So sad. So this is a fresh one. Now, I actually don't always wear this every single day, especially when I am just roasting in the pail like this. But if I want to add a little bit of life, I certainly need to add a little bit of bronze and a little bit of sculpting, because if I don't, then I just feel like I put my foundation and concealer on, I turn myself all it just looks like my wall. I just turn myself into my white wall and I lose any dimension in my face. So even if I just take the tiniest little bit and add that to the outer bits of my face, it helps. I also recently posted a little campaign with Tom Ford on TikTok, which I was so excited about because if you guys have been following my YouTube channel for years, you know how much I love the Tom Ford Ombre Leather fragrance. So when they reached out to do a campaign for it, I was like, yes, sign me up, take me, I am coming. I was like, I truly couldn't have dreamt up a more organic partnership on planet Earth. And so obviously to show my love and dedication to Tom Ford, I went through all of my old YouTube videos and downloaded like every single clip from each year where I was saying that Tom Ford Ombre Leather was my favorite. And I did a little compilation. If you guys missed it, I posted it on TikTok. I was very excited, very proud of that because I just love Ombre Leather so much. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. What was really funny though, I can't remember if someone commented this or if they sent me a message, but going through the years, like how much bronzer I used to pile onto my face and like what a different human I look like now. It was crazy. I think I went back to 2018 and just seeing how much my makeup has changed over the years, how much my hair, my style, everything has changed. Like we are definitely growing, we are maturing, and nothing made that more clear than me putting that little video together. So I just thought that was hilarious, and Tom Ford was probably like, whoa, who dat? We don't know her, and I don't either, but it was cool. It was cool to see the little timeline and progression, and I just feel like we've come to a really good, happy place with our makeup, and I feel very proud. Very proud, and thank you so much to everyone who commented and showed some love on that video because I was very, very excited. Tom Ford, I love you so much. Moving right along to concealer, obviously. The Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This is the shade BU. This is my more pale shade. My deeper shade is DTLA. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. A little bit. Sometimes if I'm feeling really smart and I want my makeup to look really good, then I will apply this onto my hand first before applying it straight on. But every single time when I'm talking to you guys, I just get distracted and I instantly go, crap, I forgot. But sometimes I like to put the concealer on the palm of my hand and then I take my brush from there and apply it to my face, and that just helps me to use less product because I so easily go so overboard with concealer. Like you really don't even need this much. Sometimes if you want, you can keep a little beauty blender on hand and just remove excess product, but truly a little bit goes a long way, especially when we're talking about everyday makeup. But either way, the process is same old over here, blending this in with my Morphe Makeup by Ariel brush, the A14 brush, and I just really softly blend that throughout. I'm trying very hard to not take too much product up into my under eyes because I find that as I'm aging, it's getting more crepey and more wrinkly under there and less kind to product. Like the closer up I go, I look crazy if I take the concealer too high and too close to my under eye. So let it be known if you're in the same boat, if your birthday also starts with 1990 something, keep the concealer lower on your face. Hello, my love. Thank you so much. Café Bustelo. Perfection. It's actually just occurred to me that I've never checked to see if I can do a poll on YouTube. Like, can I do that on the community thing? I would love to do a poll to see like what the average is with you guys, like people who are here in my YouTube community. Like, what procedure do you follow with your base application? Do you do foundation, concealer, bronzer? Do you do foundation, bronzer, concealer? Do you do bronzer, foundation, no concealer? Like, I would just love to know. Have we decided on like a unanimous good format to follow? Because sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I could have put the bronzer underneath my foundation. I could have done like full underpainting. Are we committing to full underpainting? Sometimes I just can't decide. Like, what is the right way? Does it just depend on the products? Like, what are we doing? What are the fabulous makeup girlies doing? What have we decided upon? I would love to know. I like this. I like doing the foundation, the bronzer, concealer, because if I end up applying too much bronzer, then I can just fix that with some concealer. I've also really enjoyed the full underpainting. I don't know. I'm on my last dribbles of my beloved Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I've been loving this so much. This was the Kevin Kodra inspired purchase because it was a product that I never used before. And then he's the one who got me onto this. He was like, what do you mean you don't use this? It's so good. There's a little bit of fragrance. I find sometimes, it doesn't always affect me, but sometimes I have a little bit of a sneeze. But I've also got my backup of my Benefit Professional. So that's what I'm going to be using next because we are using up our makeup products. And whether or not you're into setting spray, I just find that it makes my face feel so good. It just makes everything look settled and lovely. And I like to do that. And then I'll go ahead and like do my brows before I do other things. The Valentino Brow Trio, you guys. This shade, this is the shade Taupe. It's really so good. I haven't looked back. I haven't used any other brow products since the discovery of this. I love that it has the pencil side, so I can do a little quickie styles filling in my brows because no matter what, I always fill in my brows. Always. I'm finding I'm doing it even if I'm not wearing any other makeup at all. Like, I just still feel so naked without my brows. So it's got the pencil. It's also got a little spoolie. And then you've got the pen. Oh, which is dribbling. I feel like this is telling me that I'm out of this now because it's only recently started bubbling. It totally bubbled onto my shirt the other day and I was like, no! I thought we were friends. But it's so light and so soft. This color is perfection, and I just don't easily go overboard with it, which is nice. I'm not leaving the house with big blocky eyebrows. It's just nice and soft and natural, and it's a nice little 3-in-1. It's perfect for travel. It's just easy for every day. And did I say again how much I love the color? Taupe is so great. I do feel like I'm experiencing brow blindness recently though, where no matter what I do, whenever I finish filling in my brows, I'm like, am I seeing crooked? What is wrong with me? I can never make them even. I know they're not meant to be like exactly even, okay? But when I am drawing them on, why am I physically incapable of matching one tip to the other? Like, I can't do it. Brow blindness is so real. I think that's okay. Going with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. I keep thinking that I'm buying the minis, but it's just occurred to me, like, is this the only size that they have? Because I've now, this was an accident. I, again, had a tragedy recently befall me where I had to buy multiples of my makeup. But I have 3 of these. And you can't tell me that all 3 times I accidentally bought the mini. Like, is this just the size that it comes in? Am I having a Mandela moment again where I'm like, did a bigger size ever exist? Did I just make that up? Or has it just always been this little mini? But either way, this is another brow product that was newer in my makeup world, and I haven't looked back since. The only thing I'll say is that if you go overboard, like if you don't wipe off the excess product, you will see like little white goopy chunks of product in your brows. And that has happened to me on more than one occasion, so it's great. It's holding the brow hairs up. That's lovely, but be warned, there can be goopies. So now I'm gonna let the brows sit and chill and do their thing. Let's move on to blush. Now, it's no secret that I love to play with blush, and I will happily try new formulas, new shades, new products when they come out. But if you were to like tie me down and tell me I can only use one blush for the rest of my life, you know that it would be Nudestix Bareback. I love Picante. Picante has very specific, summery, orangey, beachy vibes for me. If we're talking about my everyday naturale makeup, it's Nudestix Bareback. Like, I'm going to put this on, and there's nothing that's gonna pry this out of my cold, dead hands because it's just the perfect shade. It's the perfect formula. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. It lasts all day. And you look at this shade. Look at that. It's the most perfect shade that has ever been for me. For me. I can't get enough of it, and whenever I do my makeup without it, I just feel sad. I feel sad, and I feel like my makeup is missing something. It's that perfect, more cool undertone, that soft, soft pink. Other pinks, they're cute, but sometimes the pinks are too warm. They're a little bit more on that like corally side. And I just love that this is like a beautiful little pink flower petal, and it's perfect for spring. It's perfect for all year round, but if we're talking about fresh, natural, alive, awakening makeup for spring, then this is the blush. That's gonna be, like, that is my everyday blush. No questions asked. You guys know the drill. Other blushes that I have, like on rotation, I have a few of the Merit shades that I love. My gorgeous little Armani. I really want to play more with the KJH blushes. These are like more of that really blurring matte. Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blush, of course! From the Nudestix Stacks collection, I really love Love and Roses. This is the more cool toned one. It's actually very close to Bareback. It's just a little bit more pigmented, maybe slightly more on that mauvey purple side. And then the only other new blush that I was like, ooh, this is really cute, I really like this, is that new YSL powder blush. This is the Make Me Blush in the shade 44. And this gives me like old school MAC Warm Soul vibes because it's that perfect, like slightly glowy mauve tone. So I actually feel like this shade in particular goes very beautifully with the Bareback, which I don't always layer up powders, but if I am, I've added this to the daily rotation. And that's so cute. And if I'm gonna use a powder blush, I want it to have a little bit of a sheen to it, a little bit of a glow to make me look more alive. That's the blush rotation. Before we go there, actually, I'm going to use my setting powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. I have this in the shade Fair. I don't know what happened. I've just gone back to this, and I think it's just because I was living out of my travel makeup bag for so long that I pretty much just ditched my loose powder. And can I just say, dear Makeup by Mario, please, please bring a travel size. LOL, if at this moment he's already launched it and I just haven't seen it, but would love a travel size for this, because it's my current favorite loose powder. But when I'm being speedy and I'm just doing my everyday makeup, I just reach for a pressed powder because it's just what the lazy people do. Now, some people believe in using multiple powders, using a setting powder and then a finishing powder. Like, I don't have the patience for that. I really don't. If I'm following a makeup artist, maybe I'm feeling extra glam and I wanna pack on all the things, fine. If I'm being true to my everyday makeup, we're just sticking with one. So I set that in. I'm going to go on top with the powder blush. This is my Rephr 04 brush, my favorite blush brush of all time. Now, I always take product off on my hand because it is so easy to go overboard with powder blush. I don't know why I have this curse, especially whenever I'm filming. It's always like, bye, bye. But why not? Let's layer up and do a double whammy. Ooh, we are pink for spring, indeed. More setting spray. Now for eyes, nothing has changed here. The Armani Eye Tint, the shade 62. It's the perfect light brown. Not too warm, not too cool, just the perfect in between. It lasts all day. It does not crease. If you have greasy, wet eyelids, this is gonna stay put, and I just love to add a little something something on top. And that's mostly because I honestly have so many like dark, angry veins on my eyelid. And sometimes I skip this all together and I just use my bronzer. But if I'm wanting to really focus like on the cool toned makeup, which I'm doing right now, sometimes my bronzer is just a little bit too warm, and it also doesn't set the same way that like an eye product does. The Makeup by Mario bronzer just stays wet. So if I want it to set in and last all day, this is gonna be the one. Now, another thing I will say, if you do suffer with lots of creasing underneath your eye, I don't always do this underneath my eyes. Sometimes I just like to leave it plain, but especially on a day like today where I am a little bit extra sleepy and I want to try and hide that as much as possible, take a little bit of that on your lower lash line. It's just going to help with it. It's going to make it look a little bit less creasy. It's going to add a nice little layer there, set in, and we'll just kind of do a little extra concealing of the under eye bags. Now for my everyday makeup, I'm not adding any other eyeshadow. I'm not doing any eye sparkles. If I wanted to use a powder shadow, honestly. Oh no, I already forgot what this is called. Crap. Victoria, the Victoria palette. This shade right here in particular, that is like my perfect eyeshadow color. So good. I was hatefully angry about this shimmery one. It looked like a smudgy smoke on my eye. Not shimmery at all. But if I wanted to use some shadow, that's like a perfect all over color as well. But otherwise, I'm just going in with a brown mascara. Now, exciting news in the brown mascara front. These are my two current go-to. The Lancome Hypnose Mascara in brown, and also the Tower 28 Drift Mascara. Two brown mascaras, they don't smudge, they last all day. They look beautiful and naturally fluffy. You guys, this is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara, and she just came out with it in brown. Burnt umber. I'm not going to open it yet. I'm going to go through the other mascaras I have, but I just wanted to tell you, if you love the original formula of the Kitten Lash Mascara, she came out with it in brown, and it's so exciting. And it honestly is like few and far between to have a really good brown mascara. Those are two of my favorites. Obviously now we have the Kitten Lash. I also love the YSL Lash Clash in brown. I feel like that's a good list. That's a good starting list if you're looking for a nice brown mascara. They're all relatively the same. Some are warmer than others. I really like this Lancome one because it's more of that. It actually almost looks purpley on the wand. It's a little bit more of a cool tone brown, but so pretty. If you want a mascara that doesn't smudge at all, this is the one. And if I'm wearing mascara, it's just going to be a nice little light coat just to add some flutter. I almost forgot the most important part, the highlighter. Oh, Victoria Beckham Pearl Highlight. I can't believe how much of that I have left. Oh my gosh, I keep thinking I'm gonna like hit the end because it's truly all that I've been wearing, but it really is the most magical, juicy highlight on the planet. I've seen a few people asking me to try the Haus Labs highlight. Honestly, guys, I'm just gonna stick with this one. I'm sure the Haus Labs ones are beautiful. We found a glorious little drugstore dupe with the L'Oreal one, but I don't need another. She is perfection unless Victoria Beckham rudely takes this away from us. Please don't. The L'Oreal one is amazing. We also have the Westman Atelier Nectar. Those are the ones that I've got in my everyday makeup collection. I am okay with that for now. Now what I'm not okay with is the amount of lip products that I have. So many luscious, beautiful lip products that I wanted to pull out for the spring. I did a little switch up on my makeup drawers and pulled out some of the things that I wanted to focus on. Some of the products that I wanted to highlight, the two lip glosses I'm loving, Summer Fridays Rosebud and the Bobbi Brown Bare Lilac, sorry. If you ever see me in a gloss, this is most likely what I'm wearing because these are the two that I have on hand. If I want like a barely there cool toned nude, these are the two that I always have. Chanel Boy and Chantecaille Lip Chic Impatience. Like, this is just that perfect, barely there nude. It goes with absolutely everything. These are always with me. Then we've got the Revlon Lip Shines, obviously. They recently rebranded these and had some beautiful new packaging. I have Pink Flip and Glazed Mauve. Ugh, they smell so good. Glazed Mauve is what I would go for if I was wanting like a deeper nude on any given day. And then this is pretty much just like a clear gloss. It adds a tiny little pink tint, but it's barely there. It's mostly just if you want that like really nice clear shine on your lips. These are glorious. Another little like barely there tinted option that I love so much are the Dior Lip Glows. Now they recently came out with some new shades of them and I actually really love this 74 Jelly. I've had many different shades for many years. I also loved the matte one that they came out with. They had like a matte raspberry. Ugh, I put that in my makeup archive because it was so good. I love that color so much. I also have mahogany, which is a little bit deeper, a little bit more warm. But these are just barely there. They kind of like change and shift as you wear it. They get a little bit more intense, but you put it on and you're just like, oh, it almost just looks like a natural little lip tint. It's so pretty. In the shade Jelly is that perfect like kind of cool toned raspberry pink, which I love. And these are very, very minty too. And then obviously it wouldn't be spring if I didn't talk about some bright pinks. So I just went and did a little shopping my stash. I have confirmed that all of these shades do in fact currently still exist. So starting off strong with Elisa Eldridge Strawberry Shock. I actually don't know how she describes this. I would describe this as like a warm orangey pink, kind of more on the side of a red. I simply must fix this with a lip brush. This formula is perfect for those of you looking for that like soft matte look. And I just love this color. It actually goes really nicely with my shirt right now. I love this one. It's one of my all-time favorites. I'm also skipping lip liner for these because I'm just showing you guys some really quick style swatches right now. But next up, this is the Revlon Cream Lipstick in the shade 767 Lovesick, one of my favorite like cool tone pinks that I've ever found. And the cream formula is so pretty. And here's a hot tip for you. If you ever apply too much lipstick or you find that a lipstick is just looking a little bit too pigmented, just take a little eyeshadow brush and softly blend it out. You'll just have a nice little blurring effect. I feel like the camera is not picking up how bright this pink is, but believe me when I say it is a gorgeous bright pink. Two of my other pink faves are 766 and 784 from Dior. I was all about 784 last year, and it's one of their velvet formulas. And again, I feel like this looks red every time I show this on camera, but it is truly like a dark, bright pink. I feel like that sounds opposite. Hopefully you guys know what I'm saying. It's dark pink, but it's like cool toned and bright. I don't know, it has a brightening effect on the skin. This is so, so pretty. But 766 is a satin finish. It's a little bit more cool toned, a little bit more on the pink side, and this is so pretty for spring. I like desperately need to put lip liner on. I'm like losing my lips here, but hopefully you guys can see how lovely this pink is. I just have to bring my lip shape back a little bit. I just wiped it all away. You knew this one was coming. I feel like every time I say this, I just butcher the name, so let's just write it. This lipstick, I can't get enough. I bought this when we were in Australia earlier this year, and it's this gorgeous like soft matte purple. Sorry, I just put lip balm on because my lips are so dry from all of that wiping, but it is the most succulent, barely there lipstick. Let me just give you a little swatch. You can see how soft that is. It's kind of like a little tint. It's such a unique formula. It's so pretty. I love the purple shade so much. The packaging is so cute. I'm wearing it pretty much every single day, and for those of you who know the old school, the OG Glossier Gen lipstick, this is like totally those vibes. And because I've truly been wearing it every single day, I feel like that's where we can end the makeup look because she is perfection. I do need a little bit of lip liner when I wear it. I feel like I just need to define my lip shape a little bit before I put like a soft little fluffy tint on like that, but it's truly so gorgeous. I also have the red one, which I don't wear as much. Like truly the purple rules the roost over here, but the Bisou Bombs. So pretty. Also perfect for spring. And that, my friends, is my everyday makeup for spring. These are all of the products that I have been using and wearing and loving. If I were to curate my perfect little everyday makeup bag to take into the new season, this face would be that. And these are the products that you are going to be seeing in my upcoming content. Those are the products that I'm loving and a few of the fun little color and lip pops that I am also adding in for the new season ahead. I hope that you guys love this makeup look. I love doing a seasonal everyday makeup. And this is our updated version for spring 2025. So thank you so much for being here and for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look, and I will see you all very, very soon for a new video. Bye!